Hi guys, welcome to the first installment of Thursday Tools. Stay tuned and see what I think about my Easy Cutter. Alright, so since we're starting a new series in the new year, and this is the first Thursday that we are talking about my favorite tools, I wanted to start with my favorite tool in my craft room, and that is the Midwest Products Easy Cutter. If you've been following my videos, you've seen this particular Easy Cutter on my table and in my hand a lot. You can tell how much I've used it because it's filthy. It's got paint and glue and all kinds of things all over it. When I purchased this, I debated for a couple of months whether it was going to be worth it. And this has been one of my favorite, most successful purchases I've ever made as far as making dollhouse miniatures. So let's talk first about what this can do and what it can't do. It's made for cutting strip wood, up to, and it'll cut dowels or square wood, or I can cut odd sizes too if I'm careful, up to a 1/2 inch. So this is the maximum diameter of a dowel that you should try to cut with this. It has a very sharp blade, and it does a good job. It's got angles, it's got a protractor on the base here with angles that are marked off to show you where to cut. Mine is several years old, and mine has angles for 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, and 120 degrees. The website, I looked on the Midwest Products website this morning to see what they had to say. They only mentioned 45, 60, 90 and 120. So I don't know if they've taken off the markings on the newer versions or not. I haven't seen a new one. One of the big advantages to this tool is the blade is replaceable on this size. We'll get more into that here in a little bit. So you can replace the blade. If you've ever used garden shears, you've used a very similar product. It's done much like that, but with this nice base here to cut against, it makes cutting strip wood a breeze, and it makes cutting it at angles a breeze. So let's take this dowel. Let's make a 90-degree cut. There's little stoppers here. Bring the wood in, up against there, and cut. And yeah, it takes a little pressure. That flew all the way across the room. If I'm cutting something I want to save, I cut down like this, but I want you to see it. Now, couple of downsides here. It does occasionally split like it did here, depending on the wood. Remember, this is the outer limits of what it will cut. Also, I've noticed mine cuts a little bit this way. It cuts a little wider at the bottom, so I need to compensate for that. I need to sand off when I cut. Let's cut a small piece. Small piece is much easier. It cuts much cleaner. If you want to cut, say, a 60-degree angle, you bring it up against the line and you cut it. It's that easy. It's like using a pair of scissors. The handle is slightly padded. Yours, of course, will be nice and pretty and all clean. Mine is filthy because it's been used for several years. You can't go any thicker than a 1/2 inch and cut, and it is a sharp blade. I do manage to cut myself about once a year on this because I get careless, so be careful. All right, the suggested retail price for the original Easy Cutter is $23.99. I've seen them online for as low as I think $19.99 and higher than the suggested price. So if you shop around, you should be able to find one. I didn't price the replaceable blades, but I'll try to remember to look that up and put it in the blog post. Now on the same size and also with replaceable blade, cuts the same dimension wood, they have the Ultimate Easy Cutter. That one retails for $27.99. It has what they call a unique angle selector, and it has it will cut at 7 popular angles from 45 degrees to 135 degrees. And basically it's a little fence that you move around and you set it on the angle you want to cut, and you put your wood up against it and you cut. The blade on that one is also replaceable. I've asked myself several times, would I replace this if something happened to it? And the answer to that is obviously yes. I love this. Would I replace it with this one or the Ultimate? That I'm not sure of. I've went back and forth on that one. Would I spend the extra $4? I probably would. I would probably move up to the Ultimate. This thing is awesome. So, they also have a smaller version called the Super Easy Cutter. It's physically smaller. If your hands are small, you might like that one better. It says it's better, it's perfect for smaller hands. The downside to that one, there's 2 of them. It will only cut up to a 1/4 inch thick wood, and the blade is not replaceable. So you'd have to decide if it's worth it to you. That one, I don't remember if I mentioned, it retails for, suggested retail is $19.99. So those are my thoughts on this particular tool. On future project videos, I am going to try to remember to put a link to this video in the descriptions when I use this, but if not, you can always search it. But yeah, Easy Cutter, I definitely recommend this. It's awesome. If you have any questions, be sure and ask, and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching. Check the blog post and check the Facebook page, and I will talk to you later. Bye.